Who are your rivals? Who are your rivals and who are your contemporaries? Who do you look at to measure yourself against? Your progress, your capacities, your abilities, your spirit, your nobility. Who are you competing against? That's a big question. Who are you competing against? And who are your soldiers? Who are your fellow soldiers in the fight? An important question. Both of these are important questions. So, just going past a lot of Serbian school kids here. Okay, so we continue. Yeah, so I think those questions are important. While we are kind of, self-guiding, self-directing, self-relating, I think it's completely normal to think about who are you competing against, who are you trying to live up to, whose example do you admire, can you take something from? You're not going to copy the person, but who can you take something from? Yeah? What game are you playing, basically? What game are you playing? Yeah. So, I will start with my own example, and then we can go and consider your example. My own example, truly, this is the God's honest truth. I am not really competing with men of my generation. I'm not. I'm not really in a kind of dialogue with many people who are even alive. Truly. That might sound strange. In terms of my highest desires, who I look to, who I measure myself against. Most people that I know personally, we're not even playing the same game. So there's no point me even relating to them. I look at people, a lot of people from history. That's where I take my inspiration from. Yeah? There's obviously people in the world as well, but on high level stuff. So I look at a lot of writers from history. Joyce, Flaubert. Yeah, those two in particular. Joyce lived a fucking cool life, man. James Joyce, especially for his time, especially for his era. He was so if you don't know who James Joyce is, an Irish writer. He spoke Italian to such a level. Like when he was 17, I think he wrote a play in Italian, something absolutely ridiculous. Wrote some very, very complex books. And one of them, called Ulysses, is basically like a massive literary experiment where he pushed almost every school of literature to its maximum, in one book. So he does. It's the most experimental thing you've ever fucking read. You got to read it. I read it twice to even vaguely have any idea of what Joyce is even doing. It's a completely mental book. I wouldn't actually recommend it to you unless you're really into literature. But this guy was fucking cool. He lived all over Europe. He lived in Trieste for a while. I was in Trieste 2 years ago. I visited his old house, checked out some of his old haunts. Yeah. This was a heavyweight thinker, my friend. He was so heavyweight, like in his own lifetime. Yeah, he sold books in his own lifetime. He was known in literary circles in his own lifetime. He was immensely respected in those circles as well. But he was so groundbreaking that basically the next 100 years of literature, writers go to Ulysses as a textbook. All right, I want to write an epistolary novel where I just use letters. Joyce probably got the answer in that book. Yeah, he does. Oh, I want to write a first-person stream of consciousness. Joyce probably did it in that book. Yeah, he actually did. He did. Oh, I want to write from a woman's point of view. Yep, did that as well. I want to go for something classic. Yeah, he did that as well. I want to go from something ancient Greece. Yeah, that was in there as well. So that's somebody, a mind that I admire as well. He was relatively normal as well. He wasn't one of these like nerdy freaks, whatever. He had what was his wife called? Got a famous wife, yeah. So Joyce is a guy that I admire. Flaubert as well. His writing style was a complete joke. Unbelievable. Yeah, you got to rate him in the original French though. But if you learn French, read Flaubert, because he blow your mind, completely blow your mind. What he's able to do with the word, is fucking unbelievable. So guys like that, basically, people who were very, very, very smart, very groundbreaking, also lived these interesting lives as well. Explorers, adventurers, bon vivants, as they say. Those would be two examples of guys I look up to. There's also others though. There's military figures as well. Military figures, ascendant military figures, like Alexander the Great, right? Obviously. He fucking died at 31. Conquered basically the entire known world. Took out everybody. from fucking Serbia right here over to India. Bang, 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 bang. Took them all out. Fought a lot of the time on the front lines himself as well, which is unheard of for someone of that, covered in scars. Led from the front. Yeah. Imaginative, ingenious, just an incredible leader, incredible warrior, right? That's another person I look at from history. Obviously, we can try. My dad is not a king though, so he did have a good starting point, but he took it to an unbelievable level. But it's more the spirit of that, right? That is more the spirit of what I look at and I aspire to. It's people like that. Truly, it is. It's not some gimpy fucking influencers, some business guys. I really, whatever. Good for you. Yeah, we all have to make money. Great. But it is more people like that, the spiritual aristocrats. Those are the people that I look up to. Truly. There's something self-contained about them. They stood as completely sovereign individuals in their own ways. This is what I admire, my brother. This is what I admire. Yeah? It's not, I don't know, who is there to fucking look up to? Yeah, sports guys as well. Some sports stars as well. Yeah, actually. Sports stars takes a lot of balls, a lot of training. So some sports stars as well, but I'm too old now to look up to sports stars. I'm older than most of them. So that was more when I was a kid. But yeah. And then you think about your contemporaries as well. Who are your contemporaries? I have people in my own industry that I work in, colleagues and so on. Fine, cool people, absolutely fine. Probably most of them I wouldn't consider my contemporaries, honestly. What I'm doing is a lot different to what they're doing. Maybe one or two. And then beyond that, it's just like you kind of fellow soldiers in life. So friends I've met all over the place in so many different countries. Like my friend Jack, the Haitian writer, who lives in Santo Domingo. He is an aristocrat of the spirit, that guy. He's a fucking amazing painter, an amazing writer. He literally worked a night job in the apartment block I was living in, just so he could essentially spend all day writing and then just read all night, basically. I don't know when the guy fucking slept. Someone like him, or I've got other friends who were like former guys who were in the military, now they've come out of the military. They're kind of leading adventurous lifestyles as well. I've got my entourage mates as well now. All these different colleagues, fellow wanderers upon these winding paths and footwells of life. Explorers. Yeah, so these are my colleagues. Eventually what I want to build is a brotherhood. I feel it's going to be in the Balkans, maybe Latin America as well. I just feel that's where it's going to be. I don't even know what the purpose of it will be initially. Yeah. So yeah, show me, tell me, who are you? Who are you in dialogue with, my brothers? Who do you look up to? Yeah. And like, if you do genuinely look up to like some influence or whatever, that's fine, because that's a relatable person in the modern era. So maybe that's better than mine, you know, whatever. But I can't fake it. I can't say that I look up to Andrew fucking Huberman. I don't. I think he's a fucking gimp and a fraud. Yeah. So yeah, he's a smart guy. He's also fucking a TRT bro. Those fucking gimps. I don't know why I picked on him. But yeah, I can't say I do look up to many of these people. Whereas I can say, for sure, I look up to Flaubert. For sure. No doubt about it, yeah? I look up to Alexander the Great, you know? You're fucking demented if you don't, in my opinion. Yeah, but who do you look up to? Who is your North Star? Yeah, who are you in dialogue with? Who do you dream of aspiring, you know, to that level of greatness and grandeur? What kind of brotherhood do you want to be part of? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts.